YouTube, what the fuck is up? Mad Yaps is back at it. Video, man. And today is Sunday, so I gotta watch my Panthers shit they fucking pants. For the what? This is going on 7 years of us being shit because I don't think we made the playoffs ever since 2018 was the last time we had a good team. Like the last time we actually could do some shit. Now we can't. But anyways, man, that's not even relevant. Today, man. Coming at y'all with a welfare check leads to horrifying discovery. So I guess we're gonna see what the fuck was the discovery, you know what I'm saying? But like, comment, subscribe if y'all want to support y'all boy or not. Hey, I don't care. Just kidding. I do care. Because y'all do make my day when I see a little like or a subscriber at the same time if y'all don't want to, man. Just tap in for the video for a little bit. But hey, not gonna say too much. Gonna try to get through this video because probably by the time this video ends, I think my Panthers are gonna have about 4 minutes played, and I just want to see what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna watch the game, but yeah, I'm not trying to miss the game. But anyways, let's get to the fucking game.
On the floor that has got blood all over her. What's your name?
Oh man.
Have you got any injuries, love? Have you got any injuries? Where were you
Oh,
injured?
they're British,
Where?
so this is definitely stabbing. Yeah.
Do we have a name for her? Stacey Hill. Stacey Hill.
A call for a welfare check sent the officers in Worcester, UK, rushing to this residence in Haresfield Close, where something dreadful has just taken place. But all that officers see right now is two women, 38-year-old Stacey Hill and her 61-year-old mother, Wendy Francis, severely injured and lying on the floor in critical condition. As the medical team begins to transport the victims to the ambulance, officers realize there are children inside, hiding in fear. Officers meet the 999 caller, Tracy Hewitt, who's just arrived at the scene.
Are you both grandparents?
No, that's my sister,
Okay.
my niece.
What we're going to do, first of all, is those kids, we want to get them out of the house. They've obviously witnessed quite a lot.
In there with dog handler.
Granddad outside. So we take the kids out.
We've got somebody looking after you while we look at your mum, all right?
Keep your eyes closed for me. As tight as you can. I'll tell you as soon as you can open your eyes.
Damn, that shit must have been
Now you
grisly.
can open your eyes for me. Get you a granddad.
Responding to emails takes time,
fuck.
but not with Grammarly.
Damn.
In a few clicks, Grammarly's
I'm fucking
generative
crazy.
AI
Just as an update, the children have been removed from the property and placed in the care with Grandad. They don't have any injuries to themselves.
Just as children are secured, things escalate when officers see a male with bloody clothes come out of the house.
Show me your hands. Come on out. Walk towards me.
Yeah, Mel
Come on in, man.
blood on his shirt.
Come on out. Come on out now. Come on out. Stand over there. Stand over there. Hands behind your back. Turn around. Hands behind your back. Face the wall. Get your hands further.
Dude, I don't think I've ever watched a UK like one of these videos. These
Stacey went
niggas
to
sweet.
stab me. Now when he come in, they both
Come
went
away,
to stab
hey, don't come near here, okay? Just stay where you are.
me. No, he's my father-in-law.
I know, I don't want anybody coming near at the moment.
Just going to tell you, you're under arrest on for attempt murder, okay? So you do not have to say anything.
done nothing.
It may harm your defence. If you do not mention one question, something later on in court.
What's your name, mate?
Damien.
Damien.
Just for the log, I've just arrested this male on suspicion of attempt murder.
50-year-old Damien Homer is Stacey's longtime partner and the only seeming suspect at the
Ah,
scene.
shit.
He's taken into custody under
What the? I
suspicion
need to
of
moisturize
attempted
my
murder.
fucking hair.
But racing against time, emergency services get back to both the victims
These England
struggling
niggas
for
really
life.
speak like they're
Stacey's
like-
transported to a hospital.
They all just
but the
speak so
stakes
fucking
turn chilling
proper.
when her mother, Wendy, who's been violently stabbed close to her heart, takes a turn for the worse.
Damn. So mom's dead, probably. Yeah, so mom is dead.
Mum's just gone into cardiac arrest outside.
Damn.
Okay, so we want to go out head first.
Yeah.
Slide. We're just going to slide for now.
Nearly there, Stacey. Nearly there. Oh, there you go.
20 years of arrest, strangulating or huge strangulation. You've got build the heart, and you've given the heart, we've given to you.
Tragically,
Damn.
the CPR is unsuccessful, and Wendy is declared dead at 9:18 p.m. With Wendy's death, the case escalates to a homicide. detectives recover the murder weapon, a knife, from beneath the hallway table in the
Damn!
house.
Holy fucking shit! That's a big ass knife. See, that's why niggas try to say UK niggas are sweet. I'd rather get shot than hit with one of them shits, boy. That shit would go through that shit would protrude out of my body.
The knife with drops of blood and traces of skin tissue is sent for forensic examination.
Oh my
Meanwhile,
gosh.
bloodstains throughout the house suggest an actively violent altercation that moved from place to place. Both Stacy's and Wendy's shirts bear a single stab wound and are soaked in blood.
Man.
Investigators bag the clothing along with the cell phones of Damien, Stacy, and Wendy and send everything off for forensic testing. With the brutal nature of Wendy's homicide and Stacy's injuries, all eyes turn to Damien Homer.
The time now is 21:55 hours. And to further arrest you on suspicion of murder. One of the two ladies has passed away. Should leave your husband on.
With official murder charges, Damien has a long road ahead with his own unheard side of the story. What seems like a straightforward investigation to the officers right now will be more twisted than they could ever have anticipated. As detectives seek to uncover the events leading to the crime, they recall something Damien said at the crime scene that will shift the momentum of the case into a completely different direction.
Stacey went to stab me. Now Wendy come in. They both
Come
went
away,
to stab me.
hey!
Determining what truly happened becomes crucial for detectives. Who was the real attacker, Damien or Stacy? Damien claims he acted in self-defense, suggesting a mutual altercation.
I think he went
With
crazy.
Stacy in critical condition and unable to share her side of the story, the truth remains uncertain. And to uncover the reality behind the shady crime, detectives begin by questioning the neighbors.
Oh, you know them?
Very good.
Yeah, and
As good people.
yeah.
As good, genuine, family people.
According to the neighbors, there was no visible tensions or any previous altercations that could have turned lethal. However, it only proves that the detectives are far from the truth, as a hidden instability must lie in the family for things to have erupted the way they did. They need to uncover what led up to the attack in the first place. This would have been much easier, but Stacy, the only potential witness and the detectives' biggest hope, remains in critical condition. With no testimony from her, investigators must look elsewhere to uncover the truth. They review nearby CCTV footage from the day of the attack and spot Damien with Stacy and the children on a local family outing. 8 hours before the incident on March 2nd, all are seen together entering the garden center. Inside, Damien is seen buying alcohol. The last sighting of Damien on CCTV is at 2:51 p.m. Things appear normal, with no signs of his tragic fate awaiting the family. About 6 hours later, doorbell footage shows Wendy, the victim, arriving at the house and witnessing something horrifying.
He must have
Something
been going in.
tumultuous happened in the hours in
Holy
between,
shit.
leading to deadly chaos, and it becomes the sole focus of the detectives to uncover what it was. They interview Damien for the first time and hear his side of the story.
And then you were further arrested while you were here in custody at 9:55 p.m. on suspicion of the murder of Wendy Francis.
I absolutely love that woman.
His ass must have got drunk and just went
Always lies.
stupid.
Every Sunday we go for dinner.
That
Just
nigga must have
confirm when you're saying
went
that
crazy.
woman, which woman
Sorry.
you're referring to.
Oh.
That's okay.
I meant he was referring to Wendy, weren't you?
Detectives then let Damien explain his statement at the scene to see if he still stands by it.
I can't remember making it, but that is what happened, so
So you can't remember making
I
it?
can't.
Yeah.
No, I can't even remember the police.
Though he doesn't seem
Yeah,
to
he was
remember the
drunk
police
as fuck.
arriving, Damien then goes on to share his version of what happened that evening.
In as much detail as you can, tell us what happened.
So I wanted to take the kids out. I like to take the kids to like soft play centres and stuff like that. We had a couple of drinks at the garden centre. On the way back, I wanted to get back to watch a football, Newcastle and Wolves, and we went to get some beers from Blackpool Garage. So I got some cider for me and some lagers for Stacey. Started having a drink. I watched the football. She was in the front room, and then I'd had a few drinks. She'd had a few drinks, and then we was arguing in the kitchen. And she was saying, just get out the house and this, that, and the other to me. And then she just went straight. There were some knives in the block, and she leant over to grab a knife.
Bullshit, man. Bullshit.
Out of the block.
Bullshit,
and I
mate.
grabbed it off her.
Bullshit,
straight
mate.
away from behind.
Bull fucking shit, mate.
And I put it in my pocket, in my back pocket. I should have just put it back. I put it in my back pocket. Within a few seconds of that happening, the front doors burst open. Wendy's come diving over the top of me, and I've got the knife in my back pocket, so I've pulled it out to try and, because I thought it was going to go in my leg, and we fell over onto the floor, and the knife's gone into her.
Back at the crime scene, the forensic team
I will say I don't believe what this nigga is saying, but that is not a non-believable story. It just sounds crazy. Like, story. It just sounds like him not remembering. How you saying you're not gonna remember up until the police, but you can remember seeing like all that shit happening, all the details. I think he fabricated it, but that was not a bad try.
confirms the attack was not limited to one single spot, but fails to connect the dots along a moving trail of blood spots. The blood pattern analysis also ends inconclusively, without a theory to cross-check Damien's narration of the attack. Damien insists Wendy was stabbed by accident while he tried to protect himself, but what he reveals next flips the case, forcing detectives to rethink everything.
Stacey was shouting and screaming. She went to grab another knife out the thing. She picked it up, come towards me. Obviously, she thought I was hurting her mum, and I launched at her. I thought she was going to stab me, and I can't remember if I stood up, I was on my knees or what, and I just launched at her. I think it was in her stomach. And she just froze on the spot.
Detectives recover only one knife from the scene, but Damien insists there were two, and if that's true, it means something critical was missed during the initial sweep, an oversight that could shift the entire case. Investigators now race back to the crime scene to find out if his claim holds any weight. The search team leaves no stone unturned this time.
You found a knife that's similar, but without the rivet. What's that one down there? 1 point largest knife in the dishwasher.
And while they find a few similar knives, no second weapon turns up, pushing Damien Homer right back into even wilder suspicions. Is he really trying to tell the truth, or is he making up stories behind bars to save himself? The detectives now dig into Damien's past, and the first thing they find sends up a red flag.
Yo, I'm cold as fuck in my room right now, dude. I'm chilling.
In 2020, he was charged with physically assaulting Stacey, though his sentence was suspended. If the intuitions are right about Damien, the detectives need to disprove his claim of self-defense completely. They revisit his interview, searching for anything they may have overlooked the first time.
She just stood, like, staring into space.
So tell me about the knife that was in her hand.
I took it off her.
How did you take it off her?
Her hand was just limp, like she was holding it, and it was just like, I could just open her hand up. And then I just put it, as I said, I can't remember if it was on the side or back in the block.
How many times did you put the knife in her stomach?
Only once. I thought she was going to stab me.
With Damien offering no clarity and the case stalling, detectives turn to the only potential witnesses, Stacey's young children. There's no certainty they'll speak, but when they do, their words reveal more than anyone expected.
So, in essence, what he has said is that Daddy's in jail because he hurt Nanny and Mommy. And he was asked the question, well, how did he hurt them? And he straight away said, with a knife.
Yeah.
One of them got blood on Daddy's t-shirt, and they were screaming.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
Daddy was in the kitchen, and he made reference to a knife. Mommy was lying down on the kitchen floor, and Nanny's blood was dripping. And he said that they were in the kitchen, and he was stood by the kitchen door looking into the kitchen. He was asked who was hurt first. He said Nanny. He was asked how, and he said that Dad was throwing the knife. He'd got it in his hand, and he told us this. He actually gestured with his hand of throwing motion, and it hit both of them.
Their accounts cast doubt on Damien, but without solid evidence, it remains one version of the truth. The detectives need concrete evidence that can't be twisted or denied. They then turn their attention to the 3 phones collected from the scene, and it doesn't take long before crucial details start to surface. Phone data paints a picture of the house and helps clarify the events leading up to the attack. On the evening the attack occurred, Stacy was upstairs in the bedroom while Damien was downstairs.
Fuck.
Detectives learned that just after 7:30 p.m., following a heated argument, Stacy sent a message to her mother. A message that made it clear she wanted Damien out and was ready to end things with him. As detectives review Damien's search history, one detail stands out: a query for a £146,000 mortgage. It turns out Damien was asking Stacy to buy him out by lending him the mortgage money, but she wasn't ready for that. Minutes later, the situation took a sharp turn. At 8:09 p.m., Stacy made a call to her aunt, Tracy, which led her to dial 999 immediately.
Emergency. Please can you send police officers to my niece's address? He's just told me the chap's got a knife in his pocket. Please get there quick.
Shortly after, Tracy calls 999 again.
Ambulance services, the patient breathing. I don't know. My sister's been stabbed and her daughter's been stabbed. Please, quick. She's ended in agony.
After revisiting the first 999 call, detectives confirm a contradiction to Damien's statement that he already had a knife long before anything transpired. As investigators dig further into the phone data, they find that just after the 999 call, at exactly 8:16 p.m., Stacy called her mother, a conversation that lasted just 21 seconds. But whatever was said in that short exchange was enough to make her mother drop everything and rush over to the house. At 8:24 p.m., Wendy called her sister and said she was getting stabbed. Within moments, Tracy dialed 999 for the second time that night. Once detectives finished examining the digital evidence, they urged Damien to once again walk them through the argument that spiraled into violence.
I followed her upstairs, I followed her in the kitchen. We was just arguing, literally arguing about everything. And she said, "That's it, I'm done." But that's something that happens all the time with us. If one of us has had a drink or the other one's had a drink, we've both said it so many times to each other, "That's it, we're finished." And then we still end up staying together.
Here, when you're in the kitchen and this part of the argument, how are you feeling when you're arguing? Yeah.
Here we go again.
Have you got any questions about that?
I absolutely, just so you know, I know what I've said about Stacey and like all this stuff about us arguing. We absolutely idolise each other, really. We do. We just got this relationship that's been a struggle, but we do love each other to bits.
At this point, detectives feel like they're circling the truth, but without hard proof, it's still just a theory. And just when they hit that wall, there's a stunning shift. Stacy regains consciousness, and with her survival comes something the case has desperately lacked: a first-hand account by the victim herself. For detectives, this moment marks a turning point. Now that she's stable enough to speak, detectives turn to her, hoping her voice will finally cut through the lies and expose the truth.
What's your full name? Stacey Hill. Thank you, Stacey. It's really important that you give me as much detail about the things we're going to talk about that you can.
Yeah, the day started off like any other day, really. But in 24 hours, everything fell apart. Weekends usually sort of family time. So we decided to take the kids to the garden centre because it has a little soft play area. So then we made it home and he was watching the football and gambling on the horses like he did sort of most days and drinking cider. I could see that his behaviour was starting to sort of escalate a little bit, get a little bit more aggressive. And I said to the kids, "Come on, let's go to bed." When I was in bed, I accidentally called my auntie. Then Damo came upstairs. He was walking towards me. We have some glass wardrobe doors and I could see that the knife was in his right back pocket. I was saying to my auntie, "Call the police, he's got a knife." I decided to call my mum and I
Holy
said,
shit.
"Mum, Damo's got a knife. You think he's going to kill me?" She hung there and I knew that she was on her way. And then I knew that I needed to get out of the house. I managed to take 2 steps outside the back door and he grabbed me and pulled me back into the kitchen. And I just knew then that that if somebody didn't come quick, I was going to die. As he was swinging me around the kitchen and punching me in the head, I heard my mum come through the door.
Damn.
She
Damn.
said, "Get your hands off me, Babby." And I just breathed a sigh of relief, because to me it was like my hero had come to save me, like she'd done so many times before. And she got her hand on his shoulders and started to try and grab him off me, but instead of stopping like he has done previously, he turned to her and threw her on the floor as well with me. We both ended up being curled up on the floor. He pulled the knife out of his back pocket and he stabbed my mum in the left side of the chest.
Fuck.
For
Yeah,
ages, all I could hear was the noise the knife made as it went in to my mum. She said, "Damien, you don't have to do this. Please don't do this." And I tried to get on top of my mum to stop any more stab wounds being inflicted to her, given to me instead. He started panicking, asking what he'd done. And then as he did that, he came down to me and he asked me for a kiss.
What the fuck?
And I was just like, is this real? Like, it felt like some kind of dream.
For detectives, it's a chilling detail, one that points to control, obsession, and a mindset far more disturbing. As Stacey continues, her account only sharpens the full picture from that night.
As he went outside, he said to kids in the hallway, he said, "Kids, I'm going now." I said, "I'll be back soon." And then he opened the door and I could hear the dogs barking, the police dog. I could hear shouting and screaming, and I started panicking about the kids, but I tried to get up and then I realised that there was blood everywhere and I couldn't move.
Now that they have Stacey's full account and it completely contradicts Damien's, detectives are left wondering who's really telling the truth. But either way, they bring Damien back into the interview room. This time, they're armed with more than just suspicions.
We have accounts that we wish to put to you that suggest events were not quite as described by yourself in interview earlier. We've got an initial account that's been provided to officers who visited Stacey. Mum came in, leave her alone, verbally aggressive, throwing us both to the floor, pushed kids out of the kitchen. "I'm going to f***ing kill you." I noticed he'd stabbed Mum.
Did you realise that it was Wendy?
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't know who it was. I never knew who it was until after.
At what point was that?
After I got up and, as I said, Stacey came towards me with a knife and I lunged at Stacey. And then I realised, because they were both, well, Stacey was stood up and Wendy was on the floor. It was so quick. Everything was so quick.
That nigga's bullshit. Like, bro.
She's going to say something like that, though, isn't she? Because she would have stabbed me. If I hadn't have stabbed her, she would have stabbed me.
Damien refuses to back down, accusing Stacey of lying and claiming she attacked him first. Detectives also hear from Stacey about past incidents where Damien molested her in public after getting drunk. However, there's still no physical evidence about him launching the attack until detectives recall a detail from Stacey's statement.
She said, "Get your hands off my f***ing Babby."
It's a small detail, but it becomes a substantial lead, shifting their focus to one last possible source of truth: Stacey's doorbell camera, a silent witness that might finally reveal who's telling the truth.
I took control, went solo, and built my own online knife empire.
Using sophisticated software, the team begins enhancing the audio, isolating sounds, filtering noise, and forensically dissecting every second. They work through the noise, separating one sound from another, until, under the screaming, a voice starts to come through. The words slowly begin to clear, and what they hear strips away every last doubt. As evidence mounts against Damien, investigators also move on to cross-check his initial interview to verify his claim about his attack on Wendy.
To your knowledge, how many times did the knife in your hand go into Wendy?
To my knowledge, once. And I've got the knife in my back pocket, so I've pulled it out to try and, because I thought it was going to go in my leg, and we fell over onto the floor, and the knife's gone into it.
But once Wendy's autopsy results return, his version of events completely falls apart. Wendy was stabbed 3 times in different areas, with each stab wound more brutal than the last, pointing not at all to self-defense, but to sustained, deliberate violence. Damien also claimed that he stabbed Stacy once too, but Stacy's medical reports state that she was stabbed 5 times over her upper torso and legs. It's time to hit Damien with the evidence and see how far he can stretch his lie.
He sounds like a fucking
There's
drunkard,
evidence of more than one injury sustained by Stacy.
What do you mean by more than one?
That she had more than one injury.
I just thought it was once.
There are 3 stab wounds identified on Stacy's upper body. Did you cause those injuries to her?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Who caused those injuries?
I don't know.
Could anyone else have caused those injuries?
I don't know. There was no one else there.
That moment breaks whatever defense he was holding on to. With the evidence stacked high and his silence saying more than his made-up story, detectives move in to charge him. In October 2024, the mask finally comes off, and Damien Homer pleads guilty to the charges of murder and attempted murder. On November 7th, 2024, Damien was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum term of 20 years.
Well, that bloat is done on, honestly, man. Like I said, I knew UK got down like, what the fuck, man? What in the for real? Ain't no way her face actually like that, but any fucking way. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video, man. I knew UK niggas get down for real, but yeah, man. Just the fact that they don't have guns, like a gunshot wound, that's not better, but like, I think getting stabbed is way worse than getting shot, depending on like, the area and shit like that, but still. But anyways, man, hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all want to keep in check, keep tuned, like, comment, subscribe, and Matt Yaps is out.